Question 1. Piaget's main contributions is his familiar tenet that children and adults' thinking, reasoning, and learning differs qualitatively. Through his account of children's egocentric thinking, he identified that children have limited capacity to embrace and understand all aspects of the situations they are faced with. The model of conceptual change, comprising assimilation and accommodation, elaborated cognitive development as a gradual process. Children's cognitive structures dictate what they notice in their environment and how this is interpreted. This notion that cognitive capacity increases with age and permits the solution of more complex problems is still followed today. Vygotsky's theory built on Piaget's. The child is an active learner. However, the emphasis is on the role of social interaction. The key contributions comprise the zone of proximal development, scaffolding, and egocentric speech. These features suggest that a child learns when encouraged to, with the assistance of a more knowledgeable other. Provided the concept is appropriate for one's level of comprehension, through collaboration and various strategic support, the child could potentially gain knowledge that they already hold. Such insights continue to inform current debates on the relationship between theory and practice in education. Question 2. Kohlberg's socio-moral theory is based on internalisation. Moral development is not complete by the end of childhood. Instead, progression involves movement towards an endpoint, where moral decisions and subsequent actions are structured by universal principles of fairness. Such universal morality has raised many questions, as it implies socialisation and development should not be confused. Additionally, his theory is unique in that the development of moral principles was seen to occur primarily through thinking about them, the issue being understanding what is right does not always translate into doing what is right. It can therefore be seen that Kohlberg's achievements lie greatly in the questions he has raised. Bandura's contribution to moral development is social learning theory. Specifically, his work demonstrated the influence of adult modelling on children's moral behaviour and thereby redirected studies to the topic of vicarious learning. Motivators influence actions, therefore, a reciprocal relationship between cognition and external stimuli exists, and learning results in individuals who are active agents capable of self-regulating their own behaviour. Question 3. Children are within their critical development stages. As they develop, they approach learning in different ways. It is essential that educational practices meet the needs and demands of all learners. A concrete understanding of cognitive development enables one to recognise those performing at different levels, such as those underachieving based on potential, not performance. The tailoring of lesson plans to the correct developmental stage can therefore be carried out to maximise success. Teachers can appreciate modern educational environments designed to promote interactions with children that foster creative and critical thinkers and higher order reasoning and autonomous learners, all of which are needed for success in the 21st century. Human development is one of the greatest contributing factors to human behaviour. Such knowledge enables a teacher to make an informed assessment of behaviour in the classroom, which reduces incorrect labelling of problem students and consequently individuals' ability to accomplish appropriate development. Teachers are more able to control their classroom as they understand techniques that encourage acceptable behaviour, such as student involvement in the creation of classroom policy and procedure. Informed educators can model socially acceptable behaviour, thereby guiding children toward understanding right from wrong, fairness, and what it means to relate to others, all of which enable children to become more valuable members of society. Question 4. Scaffolding involves adjusting the amount of help provided based on the child's progress. In a classroom context, when a concept is almost grasped, generalising, reasoning, and predicting strategies provide low levels of support. More structured assistance would entail reducing choices, eliciting, or co-participating. Such strategies may be employed simultaneously to ensure all needs within the group are met. Read-aloud experiences develop important literacy skills, as children learn to talk about words, stories, and characters. The activity provides a shared focus, where children learn and apply verbal and conceptual skills, and participate in conversations that move beyond their individual capability. For example, students in Year 2 are presented with a story. First, they predict the storyline and theme based on the cover, but then discuss the events and illustration in the book before a recount activity. Engaging children with predicting questions prompts them to draw on prior experiences, make connections with other texts, and describe the outcome of an event, whilst retelling activities have positive impacts on children's comprehension skills. Question 5. Moral education can coexist in and throughout the curriculum, rather than being a separate item. Through situations of moral conflict, children construct their own values and morals. Therefore, when promoting moral values in children, modelling, role play, and moral dilemmas are most successful, as children are able to examine life realistically, understand the range of possible decisions to choose from, and consider the consequences of such decisions. Themes for such activities can be devised through observing class interactions. This ensures the subject will be of interest to the children and provides insight into present levels of moral development. Alternatively, examples are available publicly, such as the flood story, for students in Year 3. Following introduction of the moral dilemma, students will take a position on the appropriate action and/or discuss the reasoning behind their position, the order of which will depend on the age of the child. Following discussion, students may re-evaluate their own position and their reasons individually. For younger children, they may draw pictures of the story and explain in their own words what they have learnt.